Hey guys, I'm Gavin. I run a personal training business called Joint Preservation Training, and I'm here on behalf of snowboard.com to take you guys through some very fundamental movements that you could do pre-snowboarding to get yourself out there in the best condition and far less likely to hurt yourself. If I could just get you to lie on your back, please, G. We're going to start with a hip extension. Okay, so a fundamental part of not just snowboarding, but any sort of physical activity is having your glutes well and truly activated. So what G's going to do now is going to drive her arms hard into the floor, brace her abdominals, pull her feet hard into the floor and raise her hips up to a pause. Down to a touch and up to a pause. I'm going to get her to breathe in on the way down, exhale on the way up. So what she's trying to do here is feel that both glutes are firing. You can also do a single leg version of this exercise. Do you want to try one of those for me, G? So come down, extend one leg, keep your knees somewhat aligned. Yep, that's good. So stiffen that leg out, raise on one side, down to a touch, and again. Good, let's switch sides. So if you feel like one side of your glutes is activating and the other one won't, then this is your go-to to try and get them both to work independently. All right, back into your starting position for me, G. I'll get you to bring your feet further away. So now we're trying to target the hamstrings a little more than the glutes. Up we get. So if you've ever been riding before, you'd know that your quads catch on fire very quickly. Main reason for that is we're not using our glutes and hamstrings as much as we should. This is a great way to get things firing, get things moving, and get you riding better than before. Moving on to the abdominals. So G, I'm going to get you to pop your hands right under your chest for me. Now the key here is for her to not shift through the hips. So I'm going to get you to push your feet hard into the floor, squeeze your butt, brace your abs, and front raise one arm. Very good, holding, holding, holding. Now bring it down and reorganize on the other side. Push those feet hard into the floor, front raise. Very good. Now holding that position, squeeze your butt, brace, gently raise one foot just off the floor. Now slow and smooth, bring that knee towards you, pause, back to that position, but don't put it down. Another rep on that side, and one more. Very good, let's reorganize on the other side. Push those feet hard into the floor, arms hard into the floor, and away we go. Slow and smooth, 2 to go. Last one. And done. Moving right along now. Something that gets grossly overlooked with snowboarding is the importance of the upper body and what's going up there. So we want to make sure that our upper back is well and truly engaged and that our shoulders are mobile. So G, I'm going to get you to pull that band out in front. She's going to lock through the elbows and she's going to pull that band straight into her chest and behind to a pause. Back to that start position, pause, now overhead. Now you can see that she's done this before. Keep moving back, further back, further back, further back. So you don't want to force it. If that's the extent of her range, then that's all we'll work within. So back over to the front again, G. And again, that's one rep. Let's pull it into you and behind. Back to the starting position, up and over. Just like that. You want to make sure your head stays perfectly still. You don't want to duck your head to get over. A couple more reps, please, G. Okay, very good. Okay, so our next mobility exercise, we're going to go from a Spider-Man lunge into a hamstring stretch. So G, we'll get you down in position 1, which will be the Spider-Man lunge. She's going to hold that ankle, her chest and head is up. So she's looking up at the horizon. And now from there, we're going to target her right hamstring. She's going to do that by tucking her head and straightening that leg. That's position 2. So now if you're day 2, 3, 4, 5, you're probably a little bit tight through the hips. So now when you sink back into position 1, G, try and get a little bit deeper. Keep that back leg nice and straight and encourage that right hip out with your elbow. Good, position 2. Also, don't forget to take some big deep breaths while you're doing this. The muscles will generally only lengthen on an exhale. So if you hold your breath, you're wasting your time. Position 1 again, G. Encourage that hip out a little further, chest up tall. One more time. All right, let's change sides. So encourage that hip out with your left arm. Chest up nice and tall, looking at the horizon. Okay, now straighten that left leg, tuck the head under, Still encouraging that hip out with your arm, that's it. Big deep breaths. Big long exhales. Up position 1 again. Now just go at your own pace. Big long exhales throughout. Okay. So the next exercise is called a tabletop. So it's got benefits both with mobilization and activation. So she's going to pull her feet hard into the floor, tuck the arms in behind, up to a pause at the top, down to a touch. So that distance between her chin and her chest is not going to change. We don't want to flex and extend through the neck. She's going to breathe in on the way down, exhale on the way up. Okay, so that's going to be the final exercise. This is very entry-level stuff that the whole idea being you can do it in your hotel room, minimal to no equipment. If you're after anything in more detail, hit up my Facebook page, Joint Preservation Training, and all the best out there and enjoy yourselves.